Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Wendell with Work From Home Tech. So right now we're experiencing a lot of inflation. We're experiencing high credit card prices.
Would you like some lemonade? I would love some lemonade. $5, please.
What? It's important that you take advantage of finding real value in hardware you need for your home lab setup or your home business purchasing technology. You have a couple of options. You can go with used / refurbished. Used with warranty, without warranty. You can go with new equipment. You can get something like these thin clients for little or nothing. You can get some of these small boxes that are really inexpensive from Amazon, or you can get even larger boxes from somewhere like ServerMonkey. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at all that and walk through the process that I use to identify hardware, research hardware as far as the performance and looking for the best value. And finally, we take a look at some of the tools that I use when I search and do my shopping. So if you're interested in any of that and how to save money and walking through that process, stay tuned to this video and let's go. You can definitely find good deals here utilizing LabGopher. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on LabGopher because I think you should go ahead and take a look at the video that Keep It Techie has done. That's a pretty good video that gives an overview of the LabGopher software and the website and how to use that. He does a good walkthrough of that. So I put the link down in the description section. You can go ahead and go to the video and take a look at that. But if you are interested in eBay, you can get a lot of good refurbished stuff. You can get some of these thin clients such as I have here. This is an i3. I've got some i5s. I even lucked up and I found a very inexpensive quad-core Pentium version that had an M2 port in it, which was very interesting. I know this seems like low-end hardware, but when you're looking at something like a K3 node in your cluster, that's pretty much maybe a 50 meg file that's running the K3 Kubernetes, it makes a difference when you can get inexpensive hardware for 20 to 30 bucks that's going to be a node in your cluster. If you haven't had an opportunity to take a look at my cluster in a box video, I've stacked up 4 of these. Now I've got 7, and I'm going to have to redo that video. But if you hadn't had an opportunity to take a look at that, I recommend you go ahead and take a look at that video if you're interested in creating a portable solution. This is in the used hardware category. You can definitely get good deals on that from eBay. Now, for those of you that are impatient like me, myself, I've put a lot of time into researching hardware over the years and decades. If you think all the way back to the computer shopper days, if any of you know what that is, leave a comment down and say, yeah, I've used computer shopper. If you know, you know. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is the best site that I go to use to find like server grade hardware that's in a used condition, but you can also get some warranty. There's sites on Amazon that'll give you some refurbished with warranty. There's another one I like. We can take a look at that one here. You can go in here and you can go to ServerMonkey and you can go and select servers. It'll let you select a rack server and you can select the memory, the hard drive, whatever you need here. And you can get a really good deal on some used hardware and you can configure it with whatever you need. I find this really good if you want to configure something like here. We have this refurbished HPE ProLiant And here's the base starting off, and then you can configure it with your processors. You can configure it with the RAM, and this is pretty much a walkthrough similar to what you would find on Dell when you're provisioning a brand new server right direct from Dell. So take a look at ServerMonkey. I always plug them. Now you can also buy pre-packaged servers. I've actually got multiple home sites / work sites that I utilize. And at one of my sites, I went on Amazon and bought a refurbished Dell 720 server that I have running at another site. You can find those good deals on Amazon as well. But if you're not really interested in the used stuff, you can also look at the new stuff. Now, if you're looking at a brand new server, then it's pretty much a moot point in trying to save money because you've obviously got money if you're buying new servers now with these new prices. The thing I like to look at is I look at a lot of the small compacts. This is one that I bought brand new. If you're going to buy something like this, try to have a purpose in mind so you can think about what you're trying to buy and then get the best value for the application you're using that hardware. This is a C-Tone, one of the Amazon knockoffs essentially. If you take a look on Amazon, there are secrets to Amazon. One of the things that I do is I look for what I want. The purpose being for this box was I wanted an inexpensive alternative to the Protectly box to run pfSense. The latest version of pfSense has a lot of features and functionality that I'm interested in, and based on the fact that the single Linksys, Netgear, TP-Link boxes are just not as secure as they once were. The sophistication and the level of hackers' ability now has grown immensely. If you really want something that's doing some rudimentary intrusion detection and monitoring and the ability to capture that information and alert on that information, you're going to need something that's a little more robust, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and go with some better software, and I'm going to run pfSense. Now, one of the things I looked for is I wanted to ensure I had a small, tiny box that had dual ports, and if you can see this, this is a box that's got dual ports. I just labeled that so I would know my WAN and LAN for pfSense. But this is the price here on the website. If you take a look here, you'll see they're selling it for $179. Now, what I did was I took a look, and I always take a look on Amazon. Now, take a look down here. You will see a lot of times they have coupons. And as soon as you click this coupon, it'll apply this $40 coupon, which is going to knock $40 off that $179 and knock it down to $130. I essentially got this box for, I think it's about $120 with the dual ports, 8 gigs of RAM. It's got a Gen 11. And you can see I previously purchased this. You can see it's rather small as I had it in my hand. Right here, 2.9 gig burst speed. Then you've got the N5095 Intel. It's a Celeron processor, 4 cores, 4 threads. pfSense is going to be just fine with that, and it's able to utilize up to 3 displays with the Intel GPU that it has on board. So this is a pretty good buy for me to have a dedicated Protectly box. The one thing that you got to keep in mind, especially if you have something like AT&T fiber, once you start putting stateful packet inspection on your box and you start doing some intrusion detection, it's going to require CPU power to get through that traffic so it doesn't slow you down. I literally had some of the low-end Ubiquiti boxes with AT&T fiber that just couldn't keep up as soon as you applied the firewall and had some filters. It dropped the 1 gig speed down to about half on a low-end Ubiquiti box that I had. So here's an option. Now, I also purchased another option that's new. I have this right here, which this is a Ryzen 5. So the Ryzen 5 is a pretty good processor. It's not an i7 or an i9, but you can't go wrong when you've got 6 cores, 12 threads. They even sell a Ryzen 7 model, and the Ryzen 7 model's got 8 cores, 16 threads, so you can definitely get some work done. The really nice thing about this one, and we're going to go ahead and go take a look at this on the webpage. So this one, you can see I bought this one in April also. You can see this also has a $30 coupon. I think I got this just above $200. This was a 16 gig. It's got the M2 NVMe SATA port. It's got the onboard Ryzen GPU. What I did with mine, I went ahead and I threw 32 gigs in there just to beef it up a little bit. Easily run Proxmox. It'll easily run MicroStack, which is an OpenStack variant. If you haven't seen the video on that, I did an install of MicroStack in a 3-node cluster and connected those together, so take a look at that video. But the really nice thing I like about this is also another cluster in a box, because it has the USB port, the USB-C port I should say, that can accept power. So you can literally get a docking station, connect a single cable to this, it'll power it up, it'll provide the video, provide the Ethernet connectivity, still have Wi-Fi, keyboard and mouse, and all the peripherals you want to hang off of that docking station. And then when you're ready to go, you shut it down, unplug the single cable, and you take it with you, and you have it ready to go. So this is something that I got that I definitely have something planned for in the future with videos. But if you're looking for that new hardware, take a look at that. Now, when you take a look at the bargains for used hardware, one very, very important thing is to look at the pass marks. We'll go ahead and look at the CPU pass mark and do the CPU benches. So when you want to go in here, you want to go ahead and take a look at the CPU benches and start taking a look at the processor in the used hardware. Identify the processor, come over here and take a look at where it falls in this chart. And if you're comparing one used piece of hardware to another, always bounce your CPU off of this hardware chart so you can ensure that you're getting the best value. Because sometimes you have to watch out for CPUs that are cores that don't have the hyper-threading, and you don't get the additional thread support. So keep in mind when you're looking at the processors on used hardware, some of the lower end hardware where you're getting in the Intel Series 5 and 4 and lower. So if you have any questions about some of the things I do to look at hardware, or if you have any questions in general about hardware, leave a comment. And if you like what you see on this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Just give me a thumbs up, and you know, that just shows me that you appreciate the time and effort put into this. That's all I need. And I thank you for your time, and wish you great hunting for that hardware in this inflated environment we have right now. So stay tuned for more videos, and peace.